Hey every peoples, Marcus from Fifth Ace Comics here, and welcome back to Ironsworn. Now you'll notice it's been a hot minute since I last played this. My last upload was 6 months ago. Basically, when the whole global calamity hit, my life got a little bit more complicated. I was not in a great headspace. I didn't feel like playing or recording much, but over the months things have slowly improved, and I think I'm finally in the right frame of mind to carry on. And I have been so excited to get back into this. I've been thinking about it all week, and here we are. We are back in the Ironlands with our Iron Warden, Tamara. And as a matter of fact, I've got something I can show you here. Check this out. Official character art. There she is. There's Tamara. I drew this a few days ago, and that's what really got me excited. I was like, oh, I have to get back to playing this game. I miss it so much. And so here we are. We're gonna get back into it. And I logged into Roll20, and it's actually been so long since I played that the character sheet has changed. There was a big update for Roll20, and now the character sheet is different. Everything is got a whole new aesthetic. It's I don't know. I can't say I hate it. It's actually pretty good. I kind of like the way it is now. It's a lot more simplified in some cases, and everything's a lot more easy to access, but I kind of like the aesthetic of the old version. But I'm not complaining. This is really cool. So bear with me if I'm a little slow to get started with this new session, because I've still got to get used to the new character sheet. But it's going to be fun. Also, another reason that I really wanted to get back to it was because I've noticed that I've been getting a few new subscribers on YouTube lately, which is really awesome because I had not been paying attention to my YouTube channel in like 3 months. So I had a few comments that I went back and answered, probably far too late. But it's really cool that people are actually discovering the videos and are commenting on them and subscribing. And so I figured, well, if people are liking this, then I better get my rear into gear and get back into it. So here we are. So, as a quick recap of our first session, we started out in the crummy little town of Mournfield, a isolated, perpetually flooded little town on the ragged coast here in the Ironlands. And our character, Tamara, is an Iron Warden, one of the guardians of the Ironlanders, and she's based here in Mournfield, and she was sent on a mission to retrieve some stolen provisions and some hostages from the nearby Itanya Caverns, the Itanya being some water-dwelling Firstborn that attacked our fishermen. So Tamara went there to rescue the hostages, to get our supplies back, and she did. She kicked some ass in there, took out the Itanya that were keeping the people hostage. And one of the people she saved was a ship's carpenter called Myrtle, who we also swore to help get her revenge against the Firstborn for this. Also, our captain, Indira, has charged us with finding out why the Firstborn attacked in the first place. They've been quiet for so long, but this sudden display of aggression, it means there's something bigger going on. Now, unfortunately, when we swore these iron vows to help these people out, we didn't roll very well. I had a string of bad luck with swearing vows. It's kind of a thing I have with this game. So we've got to fulfill a few prerequisites before we can get either of these vows underway. With Myrtle, we have to get our own ship first, and that's going to be more of a long-term goal. But for now, Myrtle's just going to stay in the town until we have our own ship and we're fighting fit, and she can join us to take the fight to the Firstborn. As far as finding out about the Firstborn attacks, before we can determine anything, we have to go back to the Itanya Caverns and find out what we can. There's got to be some evidence left behind there that can help us figure out why they're attacking. So that's going to be our first order of business, is to get back to the Itanya Cavern and find some kind of evidence there of what's going on. Now, I think for this, we are actually also going to use something from the Delve expansion. So if we go over to our summary here, where all our goals are, so you can see we've still got our vow to ensure the safety of all Ironlanders everywhere. We haven't really made any progress on that. That's the big, epic, overarching goal for Tamara. I think once we solve the mystery behind these Firstborn attacks and stop whatever it is, which is incidentally the goal right beneath it, then we can probably mark up some progress towards the epic goal. But we'll come back to that. So you'll notice something else that is made a bit more apparent here with the new character sheet is the idea of a threat. So we can use the threat mechanic to make the goal a little bit more tense and a little bit more personal. So we can use a threat for this particular vow. Discover the source of the Itanya attacks and stop it. Well, obviously, the threat is the reason for the Itanya attacks. So we don't know what that is yet. We might be able to determine it later, which we will, but we're going to have to go back to the caverns and find out what it is first. And that'll give us this menace track. Now, whenever we make inroads towards fulfilling this vow, we can determine whether or not this helps prevent whatever the threat is trying to do. And if it doesn't, if the threat can advance despite our efforts, then we start marking these menace blocks. And if this menace bar fills up before we can fulfill our goal, then we failed. So once this menace bar fills up, we're going to have to try and fulfill our vow, whether or not we've got enough progress on it or not, in a last-ditch effort, if we can. And if that fails, then the vow is a failure as well. And whatever this threat is, they're going to get away with it. So just to start, because we kind of got off on the back foot a little bit, I think I'm going to mark just one menace on this vow, just to start. Because it is sort of technically in motion already, and I think it adds just a nice little bit of tension for us, and it makes this seem like more of a threat, which is what the threat is all about. So, here we go. We are going to get back to this cavern now, and we are going to find out what is causing these Itanya attacks. So we're going to make progress bar here, and we're going to do a journey. We've got to get back to the caverns. This is journey back to the Itanya Caverns. And this time, I think this time, it is just going to be a troublesome journey. Previously, it was a dangerous journey because we didn't know exactly where it was before. And it was dangerous on the way back as well because we had survivors from the attack that we had to bring back with us. But this time, I think it's just going to be a troublesome one because now we know where it is and we can get there much faster. Incidentally, you'll notice down here, for those of you keeping track of continuity, you'll notice that I actually have a bit more momentum than I started with. Well, a bit more momentum than I ended with last time. That was because I made a bit of a screw up with some of my rolls in the last half hour or so of the previous session, and I took off too much momentum in certain places, and even this now I haven't given it all back because trying to retcon everything that I'd messed up wouldn't have worked properly, but I gave myself back so just to get me out of negative momentum because I'd screwed up my calculations before. Also, one thing we didn't mark last time was our bond with Myrtle. She is now listed on our bonds, and she is on the track of our bonds here, filling out the last tick for the first box. Because even though I rolled a miss on the iron vow that I swore to her, I am still technically bonded to her now. So that's my little retcon from last time. But yeah, we have to we now have to journey back to the Itanya Caverns. So we're going to go over to the oracles. All the oracles are now divided between the regular Ironsworn and the Delve. So they're all over here, which is very handy. Let's see. Oh no, wait, not under the oracles. What am I doing? See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. I've got to get used to this character sheet again. Okay, so adventure moves. We're about to undertake a journey. We're going to travel across hazardous or unfamiliar lands. It's a troublesome journey. So now we are going to roll for this. Let's undertake this journey, and we're going to get a +1 on this. And I believe, yeah, it automatically rolls wits for us. So I'm going to submit. And we get a +1 modifier because we are setting out from Mournfield, which we have a bond with. So let's go. We're back on our boat. Okay, weak hit. Not a bad start. Not a bad start. So we are going to mark some progress on our journey, which in this case is 3 because it's troublesome. And we are going to reach a waypoint, I believe. We are going to suffer a bit of supply as well. Let me see here. All of the stats are up at the top here. The health, the spirit, and supply. It's now up here. Nice and convenient to get to. Okay, and we're going to reach a waypoint. So let's find out where we are. Now we go to the oracles. And let's see, we're in a coastal waters location. Where are we? We're at a fjord. We've come up on a little fjord. Good place to make camp. Actually, I've almost forgot, because we now have the Waterborne unlocked to the 2nd level. Our Waterborne asset, which gives us a +1 on undertaking a journey. Unfortunately, I didn't get a strong hit, so none of this applies, but I could have gotten another +1 when I set out. But that's okay. I can still add a +1 to all subsequent journey undertakings. And let's just remember that for the next time. Okay, so Oracle, is there anything interesting at this fjord? Let's give it a 50-50 chance. No, nothing interesting here. So let us just try and resupply a little. We can make camp while we're here, I think. Let me go to my moves. Let's see what we can do. Because we already sojourned back in Mournfield before we left off. And so we couldn't do that a second time. So maybe while we're out here, let's see. Let's try and resupply, I think. Let's resupply, do a little bit of fishing while we're out here, see if we can get some supplies. Would this get a bonus from my Waterborne? No. Okay, no it wouldn't. That's fine. That's fine. Let's just roll the resupply. Rolling with wits. Come on. No modifier. And it's a miss. Oh boy. Once again, we are off to a fantastic start. That's okay. I'll just chalk up another failure. And now we pay the price. Okay. Oracle, pay the price. Oh no. A 99. A 99. This was meant to be an easy journey. And I'm messing around. Oh, okay. Pay the price. Roll again. This is all just piling up. First it's a 99, then it's a 1. So now I've got 2 things going wrong, and one of them is going to be worse. If you roll this result yet again, think of something great. Okay, let's hope not for another 1 or 2, please. I really don't want to be completely derailed right at the beginning of a session. Let's go. A person or community you trusted loses faith in you or acts against you. Okay. And a surprising development complicates your quest. Okay. Alright. Okay. I've got an idea. I have got an idea. Tamara is trying to catch some fish at her little thing here at the mouth of the fjord, trying to catch a few fish, try and resupply. And as she is doing this, as she is like struggling to catch something, nothing's biting, she sees another small boat starting to approach from the direction that she came. And as it draws closer, she can see someone in the boat. She recognizes this person's face. It's Myrtle. Myrtle has taken another boat and has chased after us. And I'd say this is a surprising development. And as Myrtle's boat gets closer, Tamara kind of like looks across towards her and like shouts out, "What are you doing? You were meant to stay back in Mournfield. I can handle this." And Myrtle kind of shouts back, "Not without me, you're not. You're not going to leave me behind. I'm out here for revenge. You were supposed to help me get it." I mean, Myrtle's described as very stoic, but she's also very jealous. So I think she may have thought about it for a little while and figured, I can't wait. I can't wait for Tamara to get a ship. I have to do something now. And she has now come along. Okay, wow. I was not expecting this at all. Oh boy. And I think this is going to be a test of our bond. I mean, we just got this bond with her, and now we have to test it. Oh boy. Yeah, she's active, she's stoic, and jealous. So stoic in the sense that she can take a beating and keep going, but she has to keep active, and she's very protective of hers and her own. So she had to get out here. So let's test our bond. Let's test our bond with Myrtle and see what this does. Let's find it here. I think, well, before we test our bond, Tamara's going to call out to Myrtle. She's going to say, "Look, just turn back, head back to Mournfield. I can handle this. You're safer there, and once we are properly prepared and know what we're dealing with, you can come with me. I promise." So we're going to attempt to compel her. We're going to attempt to compel Myrtle to turn back, and we're going to use Heart for this one. And we're going to get a +1 because we do share a bond with Myrtle. And hope she listens to reason, because if she doesn't, this is going to be a test of our bond if this doesn't work. Submit. It's a weak hit. Damn it, and there was a 6 on the challenge die and a 6 on the action. Okay. She's going to say... She looks conflicted. Myrtle looks conflicted at this. She says, "I will go back to Mournfield." Kind of pulls her boat in a bit closer and pulls the sail a little bit so she doesn't float away. And she calls back, "I'm still coming with you. back to the cavern. If there's anything still there, I've got a score to settle. And once we figure out what's happening, I will go back to Mournfield and tell everyone. But I'm not leaving now. I'm going to come with you. We're going to figure this out together. And then whatever it is, I will let the village know. And I think Tamara will be accepting of that. I think that'll be fine. I mean, she's not going to like it. She would have wanted Myrtle to stay safe. But that sounds fairly reasonable. Okay, so it looks like Myrtle's coming with us. Myrtle's coming with us on this journey. So let's go back to our progress and try and undertake the journey again with Myrtle coming along. Because, okay, let's see. Go back to our moves. We're going to undertake the journey again. And we're going to roll wits. And we get a +1 because we are waterborne. Submit. And weak hit. Okay, we're good. We're going to lose another supply. That's fine. But we've got our progress there. And we're going to get to a waypoint. So Oracle, tell us about this waypoint, this coastal waters location. Okay, we've come across another little cove. Nice little cove. Anything interesting about this cove, Oracle? 50-50? Yes, there's something here. Okay. So, what is here? Let's look and see if there's an oracle that can help us with this. Okay, we're going to use the action and theme tables to see what is happening in this cove. So let's roll for an action. Journey and a theme. Possession. Journey and possession. Okay, well, I don't want to spend too long thinking about that. Let's roll for another theme and let's see if anything more relevant comes up. Let's see. Renown. I don't know, guys. This is a tricky one. I haven't really gotten the hang of this. I don't know. This is kind of tricky. Let me try rolling a descriptor, see what that says. Wild. Okay, it's a wild cove. I think in terms of renown, possession, on the journey and this wild thing, let's just kind of throw it all together. I think Myrtle's getting a little contemplative about this. Like there's a slight crack in her stoic facade. And she's just starts like muttering to herself. To think there could be an entire pack of them in there right now. Could leap out at us at any moment, just like they did on the ship. I don't like feeling helpless, Tamara. Being kept a prisoner like that, being used as a shield. It's not a good feeling. I have to find some way to shake that kind of feeling. It's all otherwise. And Tamara can get that. Tamara doesn't like feeling helpless either. Not that she often feels helpless given her size and her strength, but she didn't have a great childhood, so she can relate. I think we're going to try and resupply again. Because, yeah, we need some more supplies. I wonder, actually, when they say aid your ally, I think let's secure an advantage because Tamara now has Myrtle with her. Maybe we can do a little bit better with fishing. Well, let's try and secure an advantage by getting Myrtle to help us fish. We'll do it with Heart because because we're loyal. She's loyal with us, so let's submit. I shouldn't get a modifier on this, so we'll just roll. Nope. Myrtle didn't bring a fishing rod. She didn't bring a fishing rod. Thanks for nothing, Myrtle. Okay, let's just try and resupply again. because we need it. We're running out of supplies here. Come on. Oh no! What? Why? Why? Oh, that's twice now in a row. My action die matched the challenge die, and it gave me a miss. Oh no. Okay, well, that's 2 more failures for the track. And something's gonna go wrong. Oracle, I'm paying the price again. What's happening? You were separated from something or someone. Oh. Okay. So, Tamara is trying to catch some fish. Myrtle doesn't have a fishing rod to help her out. So Tamara's just outside the cove, trying to catch some fish. And Myrtle goes off on her own. And Tamara is so focused in on not catching any fish that by the time she looks up and realizes Myrtle's nowhere to be seen. She's gone. She's just like not there anymore. So Tamara immediately puts down the fishing rod, picks up her axe and her shield, and goes looking for her. So let's try and find out where Myrtle's gone. Let's gather information. We'll gather some information and we'll see if we can find where Myrtle got to. So let's see. Yeah, this will be a wits roll. And actually, let me just double check that asset again. I should have gotten a +1 on that fishing. Damn it, I really need to remember my assets better. Oh no. Okay, well, this is still an aquatic environment. I'm going to get a +1 on this gather information roll. See. Kids, read your character sheets. Okay. Are you kidding me? It's another miss. Isn't this just my luck? Isn't this just my luck? Okay. We're gonna pay the price again to uncover something bad. A new danger or foe is revealed. Naturally. Okay. So let us find out what it is that has taken Myrtle. This is gonna be some kind of nasty thing. I wonder. Anyway, so we find not much. We're not going to be able to find much with that miss, but we do see some blood. Myrtle has been attacked, and something has her. Somewhere in this cove. So I think we're going to have to try and track her down somehow. The gather information didn't work. So let's see. Think we can try and face danger, maybe, to see if we can find it here. So let's face danger. Try and track what this thing might be. And again, I'm going to check this every time now. Does this apply? Yes. I'm still in an aquatic environment, so I'm going to get the +1 on this thing. I'm going to milk this waterborne asset for all it's worth now. Let's see if we can track something. Okay. It's a weak hit. This is going to be an endure stress roll, I think, because we freaking lost Myrtle. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to roll to endure stress, which I think I'm not going to accidentally click on something wrong here, I might say. Here we go. Endure stress. And our... I think, yeah. Heart and spirit is the same, so it doesn't matter which one we roll. We're going to endure stress and submit. I don't believe this. I do not believe this. How? All 7s. Okay, so that means I am going to suffer a momentum, and a complication has arisen. I think at this point, something is going to attack me. It's got to happen. Something is going to attack at this point. So we are going to enter the fray. And I think I know what this foe is. I am going to... First I'm going to roll to see, because this is here. And we're going to roll with wits because we're being ambushed. And enter the fray is not something that's affected by my waterborne. So, a roll. Weak hit. Okay. I shall take the 2 momentum, because my momentum is kind of low. So I will sacrifice the initiative. Might be a bad idea, but I will rather take the momentum. And now we're going to add a foe. And I think I know what this is. I made a little short list of potential water-based enemies because I knew we were going to be along the coast a lot. So this is a foe, and this is what is known as Sodden. This is a formidable foe. And if I can call up my Delve rulebook here for a moment, I can give you some more description of what a Sodden is. Is it in the Delve book, or is it? I think it's in the regular rulebook. Let me see here quickly. Yeah, okay, it's in the regular rulebook. So I'll just pop this on screen here for you so you can see it. There we go, the Sodden. Formidable opponent, milky eyes, mottled flesh, drives. They exist to drown the living. They draw their victims into the water, they scratch and grab with their claws, they have a chilling embrace, and then they drag you down into the depths. This is the restless spirit of someone who drowned or was put to rest in water. So, we have a drowned zombie leaping at us from the water, and we've got to fight it. Okay, here we go. So, we are going to clash. We are going to have to clash, and I believe I will get +1 momentum if I get a strong hit because of my shield bearer combat talent. And I can spend the momentum to try and inflict extra harm, but I've only got 1 momentum at the moment, so I think I'm going to try and play defensively a little bit first before I start trying to sunder this thing. So, let's clash. And we're rolling iron. We won't take the modifier, but we'll just hope for a hit. The miss. Oh dear. Okay. Let us pay the price. Pay the price. The current situation worsens. Yeah, I think we're pretty much hitting the peak of that. Thank you, Oracle. So yeah, I'm gonna take the hit. I'm down to 0 health. I am going to lose another momentum. I'm back down to 0. And now I have to endure harm. Lovely. Okay, let's roll to endure harm. We're going to roll with iron. Come now, please. It is a miss. It is a miss. Unbelievable. And I'm now wounded. Again. Damn it, Myrtle! Okay, let's keep trying to fight this thing, I guess. I'm not too confident about this, but let's go. Submit. Okay, weak hit. I can inflict my harm. I will get 2 harm against this thing. So that's something. 2 harm, but it hits me back. So I'm down another 3 momentum. And I've got to endure harm once again. Well, iron. Weak hit. I press on. Okay. We're still okay. Okay, I'm gonna try and turn the tide because this is just mad. This is just absolutely mad. So I'm going to risk it all, steal initiative, and make a strike. Come on now. Give me something. Give me something here. Weak hits. Okay. So I will inflict my harm, lose initiative, and I believe I should have taken a +1, but it wouldn't matter because it was still a 9. Oh, I really need to read these rules better. But anyway, I did it. I hit it. Hit this thing. There we go. But it has the initiative back again, so now we're going to have to clash one more time. Let's roll. Come on now. It's a miss. It is a miss. I have no momentum left, do I? Nope. I have no momentum left. And I am now maimed. I am now maimed. If I take one more hit like that, I could be in serious trouble. Oh, do I run away? Tamara wouldn't run away. She'd fight to the death. And I think that's what's going to happen. Okay, here we go again. Flash. And now I get the strong hits. Now I get the strong hits. So, I am going to get 1 momentum back for that because of my shield bearer ability. And I am going to use that strong hit to inflict an additional harm. So we'll do 3 harm on this hit. And I'm going to try and finish the fight with this. It's a weak hit. So this thing is dead. Again, I have killed it. But it's not going to be as straightforward as that. Something else is going to happen. Either endure harm, endure stress. You suffer collateral damage. Something of value is lost or broken, or someone important must pay the cost. I think Myrtle's dead. That's what happened. This thing drowned her, and Myrtle is dead. Which means we're going to have to forsake our vow. We are going to have to forsake our vow to help Myrtle get her revenge on the Firstborn. Because she is no longer alive. What? This is not good. This is not good at all. Okay, let's forsake our vow. Suffer minus spirit equal to the rank of the quest. We're out of spirit. And I believe that means I've got to... Does that mean I have to endure stress? No. No, I just lose spirit. But I now have 0 spirit. And I believe that means... I believe that means I'm shaken. Wow. Okay. That was undoubtedly the worst possible thing that could have happened. That was terrible. Myrtle shows up out of nowhere. She insists on coming along. We try and get something to eat. And she gets herself dragged under the water by a drowned zombie who then proceeds to tear me a new one, and she's already dead. I am now wounded, I have been maimed, I have been shaken to my core. Oh boy, this was meant to be an easy journey. This was meant to be easy. Oh goodness gracious. I think we're going to have to try and make camp. We can't carry on like this. If I undertake the journey as a waterborn, make camp after a strong hit, I can re-roll stuff. Might help a lot more. So, I don't think Tamara wants to stay here. She wants to get out of here, so we're going to push on and hope for a strong hit. Oh boy, this is not good. This is not good, guys. Okay, it's waterborne. We get a +1. Come on now. There it is. Oh, thank God. Thank whatever gods exist in the Ironlands. We are going to... Oh boy, okay. Geez, I have to get used to this character sheet. Okay. Our move. So we got a strong hit. We're going... So we mark progress. And, get rid of that now. We'll mark progress. And we are going to, I believe it said we can make camp now. We're gonna make camp I just need to check one thing quickly, though. So I just checked the rules, and I'm in a pretty bad spot right now. I can't increase my spirit without sojourning, and I can't increase my health without healing first. And so basically, if I do the make camp move now, it's not going to help at all. So instead, I'm going to resupply, because as long as I've still got one supply, I can still use the resupply move, and I can re-roll dice if necessary. So let's resupply. Let us reap the bounty. Gonna get a +1 because it's waterborne. Strong hit. Okay, it's something. Okay, and with that, I think we will conclude this journey back to the Itanya Caverns, which should have been easy. And it's a strong hit. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, karma's rolling back again. Let's see here. So I have reached the destination. I got a strong hit. So I can make another move now. And I think that move is going to be heal. I am going to heal myself with a +1. Because, oy vey. Come now. Weak hit. Okay. Good thing I resupplied a bit. I now get that. I clear the wounded condition, and I get 2 health. But, whoops, I've got to actually clear the condition first. Here. No longer wounded, but maimed doesn't go away. So what kind of maiming does Tamara have at this point? I get the feeling like she's probably lost an eye. I think she's had like an eye scratched out by this sodden thing. And so she's had to press on, but now she's managed to patch the wound properly. But because she didn't treat it straight away and this thing like scratched her really hard, I don't think her eye is going to recover. So she's going to have a nice, nasty scar across her face. Oh boy. Okay, but it doesn't matter. We've reached the. I've got to clear this, don't I? Sorry, Myrtle, you're dead. Wow. Okay, so Tamara is maimed and shaken, but we have reached the Itanya Caverns. So clear that. Let's just get rid of that. Okay, so now we're back at the site. So here we can bring it up again. We can change the objective on our site now because we've located the hostages and the provisions from last time. But now we say find any clues as to the Tanya's aggression. That's going to be our new thing at this sea cave. And because we're returning to it, we're going to do the discover the site move. So let's roll here. Clear 8 progress. Wow. Wow. Thank you again for nothing. Basically, all progress on this place is gone. Ah, wow. We might as well have just started over completely because that's what we're doing. Right, let's head back into these caverns and see what we can find. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Go to our moves. We're going to delve the depths. Tamara maneuvers her way through the rocks once again. There were some nasty rocks outside the first time, but she's been there before. She knows what she's doing. It's not a problem this time. So let us delve the depths of this place. We're going to roll. And again, observation, sticking with wits. A fantastic start. We're going to reveal a danger straight away with a complication. Fantastic. Check the theme card. Now remember it was fortified here at the beginning, so we're going to roll on the fortified card. Theme. Themes and domains. No, we can't add another one. Yeah, hang on. Oops. Okay, we gotta change the card because we're still in the fortified area. So 26 on the fortified. Unexpected leader revealed. An unexpected leader. Well, I think whoever it is, maybe whoever this person is, they're the reason behind the threat, or maybe they are the leader of some kind of Itanya here in the local area. So not just this specific camp, but Itanya who live around here in general. Maybe this is a leader of the local Itanya, and he's come, or she, could be a she, we don't know. Maybe they've come here to inspect what happened before, and they are in the process of investigating as well. They also want to know what happened. Okay. Right. I don't know if Tamara's going to be up for a fight. She's pretty shaken at this point. Let's just see about this. I think we're going to face danger. And let's say we're going to face danger, and we're going to try and sort of force a stalemate here. We don't want to get into a fight. We are not in a good spot. We cannot afford to fight at this point. So I think we're going to roll with iron. Could this be an iron or a heart roll? Because if we're facing danger with forceful defense, or would this be courage? Tricky. Okay, let me actually ask the Oracle on this, because this is probably not what Oracle is meant to be used for, but let me just ask. Oracle, 50-50. Should I be using iron or heart here? Give me a yes for iron or a no for heart. Yes, okay, so it's going to be iron. So this is going to be kind of an aggressive thing, but we're going to face the danger, and we're going to try and actually, this is actually more of a compel roll, isn't it? Because we don't want to get into a fight with this. So this is actually no. This is going to be a heart roll, and because we're going to attempt to pacify this person. We do not want to. This is more of a charm, pacify kind of thing. We do not want to get into a fight here. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. So, Tamara is entering this. Is entering the fortified site, and she's about to start looking around, and she hears some splashing behind her, and she whirls around and she sees an Itanya standing before her. Let me just find out something about this Itanya pretty quickly. Let's see here. Oracles. Let's get... I think Itanya might have some form of Elvish name? Could they have Elvish names? Could they have giant names? Yeah, they might have like giants' names. Maybe the Itanya's native tongue is like close to giants. I'm gonna say that. That's gonna be author caveat here. The Itanya have giant names. So let's roll things. Otan. Okay, that sounds masculine to me. So this is Otan, and let's give him a disposition. Demanding. Okay. Otan is a demanding leader. And we don't really need to roll for a goal or maybe a descriptor. A demanding disposition. He's stealthy, friendly, and old. Okay, so he's quite a venerable leader of his people. Like an old warrior, seen a lot of battle, but he's also quite the sneaky guy. Probably friendly if you get on his good side, but because he's got a bit of a demanding disposition at the moment, he sees Tamara in this place, and he calls out, "You, human, what are you doing here?" And Tamara, sees this, and because she's shaken, she does not want to get into a fight, so she just kind of gently puts down her axe, holds her hands up, and says, "I'm not looking for a fight, old one. I've not come here to shed more blood than needs to be shed." And Otan will kind of step forward a little, looks a bit suspicious. But probably his first instinct would be to attack, but this rather large human, who could, on a good day, probably give him one heck of a fight, doesn't want to attack him, so he's more curious about what this is. And he says, "I've come here to investigate the slaughter of my people. And from what I hear, a giant red-headed woman was the one who did it. And you seem to match that description. And yet you say you don't want to fight?" Because there were probably other scouts that saw Tamara leaving and didn't want to get into a fight after she'd rescued the hostages, so and they let her go free. So he probably has obviously heard about this. And Tamara is she's like desperately trying not to let him see how her hands are shaking. He says, "We meant no trespass when we were fishing. Your people attacked us first. We were merely trying to save our kinsmen. Can you fault us for that, when you instigated the aggression?" And Otan is very... He knows that's a good argument, but he doesn't really want to admit it. He doesn't want to admit, yes, we attacked first. Be that as it may, it would be remiss if I didn't execute you after what you did to my people. And yet you return here, saying you do not wish to fight. What brings you back? And Tamara says, "All we wanted to know was why. Why did you attack us? If something is driving you to attack us. We wish to know what it is, so that we can stop it. Otan looks dubious. I think Tamara is going to have to try and compel him one more time. Talk. Because he's obviously not going to just give up this information. So I think we're probably going to have to make another move. Let's try and gather information. Should this be a gather information? No, this is going to be a compel, once again. Because we have to convince him to tell us. Because this isn't technically an investigation. So we're going to roll. We're going to roll with heart. Hope he's in a talking mood. Strong hit. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Okay, and I'm going to gather information, and now I can use this to gather information with a +1. Okay, so I'll go back here, get that, slowly drag myself out of negative momentum, and I'm going to use that to gather some information with a +1, and we'll see if he tells us. Okay. It's a miss. Okay. He's going to give us the information, because this will unearth a dire threat to reveal an unwelcome truth. So what this is going to reveal is going to be the threat. This is going to be the threat. So we're going to find out what this threat is with the Oracle. Delve Oracles. So let's find the category. So the threats come in a variety of flavors. And we're going to find out which one of these is driving the Itanya to attack. So let's roll for it. Roll twice. It never rains but pours, does it? Doesn't it? Doesn't it just? A malignant plague and an environmental calamity. Wow. This is some kind of weird geological event that has unleashed a plague. So the calamity can do stuff like devastate places, expand, deprive of resources, isolate people, and the plague can create panic, infect people. Wow, okay. So there is something happening. Oh, okay. I think I know what this could be. Because let me just call up something. There is a type of creature. Stand by. There is a type of creature called an iron-racked beast that can appear in the Ironlands. So there is what these beasts are animals that part of their body starts to turn to iron, like a metal kind of thing, and that's called the Iron Blight. What if this plague is the Iron Blight, and something has happened that has caused a major outbreak? Like maybe there was an earthquake that split open like a plague infested iron vein or something, or there's something under the ground, or maybe it was a meteor, because it doesn't have to come from the ground, it could have come from the sky. So You probably see shooting stars all the time. But this one was a meteorite that landed somewhere nearby. Probably not too close, because Mournfield is so isolated they wouldn't have seen it. But not too far from here, maybe a few days or a few weeks journey away, there was a fallen meteorite, and it has split the ground asunder and unleashed a new wave of the Iron Blight. And the geological complications from this meteor landing are spreading the Blight further. Okay, wow. And because of this, the Itanya need to gather as many resources as they can to try and stay together, to keep people alive, to keep their people alive. And they basically need all the help they can get, and possibly in preparation to sail away from the Ironlands if they need to. But for that, they need all the resources they can gather, and the humans were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Okay, wow. Whew, this is huge. Okay, so... Oh, wow. So Otan, he's going to be very contemplative about this. He doesn't really want to help an Ironlander, but he can see that she has suffered for attempting to help her people, just like he has. And he says to Tamara, when the Skystone fell some weeks ago, we knew it was an omen of bad things to come, but we had no idea how much. When it landed, it tore open the earth and unleashed a sickness that it at first began to claim the beasts. But the further it spread, the more it infected anything that came into contact. And we, as the Firstborn, we suffered the worst of it. The Blight sends beasts into a pain frenzy. But for my people, it is a terrifying sickness. Any infected by it soon overcome. Wow, I didn't actually realize how heavy this was. This is kind of like, is Plague a little too on the nose, considering what has been happening in the world lately? I don't know, maybe it's kind of thematic. And how do you stop it? Wow. I think I'm going to have to leave it there for now. That was absolutely insane. I was not expecting it to go that far. And in such a short time, too. And I realize I'm cutting the session a little bit shorter than the previous one, but so much has happened. It's just so much. It's so much to take in. The Iron Blight has been unleashed. It's driving the Itanya to all kinds of desperate acts to try and help their people. And along the way, Tamara lost Myrtle. She lost an eye. It was... oh, good grief. This has been a crazy episode, people. And I don't know how we're going to come back from this. This is... wow, this is just crazy. No wonder Ironsworn is known as a tabletop RPG of perilous quests, because things are looking pretty bad. On the other hand, at least we didn't have to get into a fight with the Firstborn again, and I don't think we'll have to delve too deep into the caverns anymore, because Otan just suddenly turned up and spilled the beans. So we'll find out where this takes us next time. Okay, well, I will be sure to type up everything for this session so that we don't forget it. Oh, and I should probably mark failure on that gather information. And I think we can mark one bit of progress on stopping this, because we did technically discover the source. We now know where it comes from. But as to where this thing has fallen and how we're going to stop it, that we're going to have to try and figure out next time. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you want to help support the channel, there's the like button, there's the bell icon, there's the subscribe button. You know what to do with those. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now.